Alright, folks, this is Gathering of Soldiers, Part 1, Chapter, or Section 2, Chapter 9. It's called The Bailout, and it's been a while that I haven't put any of this thing out, so after today, I'll be continuously putting it until it finishes. So here we go. Commander Telamon. Telamon turned around. Oh, what is it, Lucio? He was surprised. Lucio has been coming to talk for a long time by now. Lucio sighed and felt his body getting smaller due to severe stress. He had put a lot of thought into this issue, and it seemed that he had to make a decision for the benefit of everyone. He then looked around and noticed other soldiers sauntering about on the headquarters field. And he looked back at Telamon, who was about to go into the headquarters, but was stopped by him and had a kind of a look which showed extreme curiosity. Can I? Lucio couldn't talk further. He hesitated much. Telamon cleared his throat. Yeah, speak. Lucio scowled. He was struggling to say it. Can I join you? Telamon smiled uncomfortably. Join me? Sure. You wanted to see what I was about to do in the headquarters right now? Lucio shook his head really fast. No, I meant, can I be your apprentice? He grunted in extreme shame. Silence suddenly fell between them. It continued for a long time until Telamon chuckled. Well, are you being serious right now? He couldn't believe it. After failing all those months of trying to get Lucio to be his apprentice, he had let down his hopes. But now, here was Lucio asking for it. I am! Lucio felt very uncomfortable. Even when he had told him up front, the commander didn't get it instantly. Thus, speaking such words felt like throwing up for him. Telamon sighed and took a deep breath. Okay, Lucio. I've been needing much help lately, so you're in. Your apprenticeship starts right now. So, follow me. He turned around to walk. Wait! Lucio came beside Telamon. Does that mean I'm... Yeah, you're a diplomat's apprentice now. Don't worry. Lord Pericles said that I could take you any time, but only if you agreed. Now, this is more than an agreement, because you came to me and said it yourself, Telamon said. Lucio trembled a bit in shock. Wait, Commander! Hold up, hold up! I never knew it would happen this fast. I thought you would take some days to schedule me out of my previous job. Telamon grimaced. Come on, Lucio. Do you want to do this or not? Lucio squirmed around and played with his fingers in hesitation. I want to, but not so fast. Telamon moved closer. Look, Lucio, I just told you that you can work for me starting right now. You said that you wanted to be my apprentice. Then I told you not to worry since Lord Pericles already knows about it. And most importantly, I'm one of the executives of this fortress. So, what else do you need? You either work for me starting right now or you won't get this chance at all. And stop wasting my time. I don't have all day to be standing in front of you while you hesitate. Lucio clenched his teeth and gritted them. Okay, okay, I'll do it right now. Telamon smiled. That's the spirit, Lucio. Come then. Soon, Telamon and Lucio arrived in the diplomat's room in the headquarters. There were lots of papers stacked up on the tables, and Telamon sighed upon looking at them. Good thing you're here today, Lucio. You've been here many times before, so no need to explain further. I need you to look through the papers and find out those which came from Lord Theophilos. Then hand them to me as I do my work. Understood? Lucio nodded and moved over to a table to do his work. A long time passed by and someone opened the door to come in. Telamon, you're always hard working. Just relax for a bit. It was Zopyrus. He was eating some snacks as he walked in. But sadly, he didn't notice Lucio in the room. Telamon turned around. Well, Zopyrus, there's always lots of work to do and hard workers like me need to do extra to cover for slackers like you. Zopyrus chuckled. Yeah, it seems like it. Pericles got me though. He asked why I was just sauntering around and then sent me back to work. By then, Lucio was looking at Zopyrus, but the guy didn't even notice his presence and moved over to another table to work. Zopyrus sighed. Hey, Telamon, it's so frustrating. Pericles was angry with me and asked me why Lord Theophilos' messages weren't being addressed fast enough. So I told him that we need an assistant or two for us to do our work much faster. But he just dodged my demands. So rude, huh? Telamon sighed. Come on, Zopyros, don't worry about that big guy. He pointed at Lucio. Look who we have here. Zopyros slowly turned around to look at Lucio. He suddenly blinked his eyes many times to see if he was seeing clearly, and his mouth opened wide in shock. Lucio? You're working for us now? Lucio nodded. Zopyros clapped once and looked at Lucio. Hey, Lucio! You know how many times Telamon had been wanting to have you here ever since you rejected us last time? From time to time, he would never stop talking about you. Really, it was driving me crazy. But because I'm your big brother, I took all those barrages for you, Lucio. And for numerous times, that little guy went to the headquarters to pressure Pericles. No, that's Lord Pericles for you. Anyways, to pressure him to get you back to us very fast. You're such a bad boy, leaving us, especially Telamon, hanging like that. So don't you ever hurt his feelings again. And if you do... Telamon suddenly slammed on the table. Shut up, Zopyros. You're being too loud in here making up all those stories. And you're not even his real brother. Zopyros flinched. Well, I know that I'm not his real brother, but why are you blushing? Didn't you do those things, or is it because you can't remember? Lucio decided to interrupt. I understand, Commander Zopyros. I won't leave you guys again from now on. Zopyros suddenly frowned. Okay, Lucio, that's good. But come on. Don't address us by our titles from now on. We're a team. So feel free to call us by just our names. Lucio had an uneasy look. Oh, really? Zopyros sighed. Yeah, in fact, even though we are executives, nobody else calls us commanders here. Why not? Lucio said. It's because we don't train them or lead them in raiding campaigns, so we're more like staff members to them, Zopyros said. Okay, Lucio said. Oh, by the way, take your items out of your room today and move into the staff members' barrack, since you'll be living with your platoon staff members from now on, Zopyros said. Lucio suddenly flinched. Wait, are you serious? Yes, of course. You're a diplomat right now. Diplomats are included in the staff members group. So you must abide by the fortress guidelines, which require you to live with other staff members, Zopyros said. Lucio suddenly shook his head. I don't think I'll do that anytime soon. Zopyros sighed. Come on, Lucio. No matter how much you like it, I don't want to start another argument. Make it easy for all of us by abiding by the guidelines. We'll also help you move out. Lucio grunted. Okay then, fine. Is that a yes? Zopyros said. Yeah, I meant yes, Lucio said. Then they resumed working until it became time for Lucio to be moving rooms. Thomas and his squad members gathered in front of their room and were talking about what they were going to eat for dinner. However, someone suddenly approached them and cleared his throat. You guys are the group members of whom Lucio belongs to, right? It was Zopyros, and Lucio was standing behind him while Telamon was some distance behind walking towards him. Thomas frowned for a while due to getting cut off from speaking, but quickly changed it into a welcoming expression. Yes, we are. But what's up? Zopyros nodded at Thomas. Good to see you, Thomas. Just want to let you know that we diplomats are in need of much help. So one of your squad members, Lucio, is going to join us from now on. Thomas slowly nodded and was about to reply, but Officer Kai suddenly slammed on the door. Wait, are you serious right now? You can't do that. Lucio is not going to leave us. Ephraim poked on Kai's side and moved closer to whisper. Hey, Kai, he's an executive. You need to watch out whom you're shouting at. Telamon arrived and cleared his throat. Whether you like it or not, we're taking him right now. And we'll help him clear out his belongings from the room. Zopyros smirked. If you have a problem with that, go talk to your commander or Lord Pericles. And you need to be grateful that we approached you to inform you about moving him out. Kai looked at Lucio. Lucio, are you okay with that? Lucio slowly nodded. Kai became very sad and began stuttering. Why are you leaving us? You're a good partner with Apacios and we were happy to have you around. I don't understand. Lucio sighed. Kai, it's time for me to go. Andel shook his head. Oh, hell no. You're not leaving us. Things are getting good and you bail out on us? Zopiros chuckled. Now, let's get ourselves over with small talk already. And don't be so sad. He's still going to be in your platoon as a staff member. But it's just that he'll be sharing the room with other staff members. Thomas sighed. Then, do you have anyone for us to fill up the empty spot? Zopiros looked very lost upon hearing Thomas' question. Therefore, Telema had to come to his rescue. No, we don't have anyone at the moment. So wait around a week or two for us to sort things out. Everyone nodded and they saw Lucio and diplomats go to the room to take out Lucio's belongings. Kai, Andel, and Edvin excused themselves to put out Lucio and others went about preparing for the dinner. A while later, they finished packing up Lucio's belongings and went for the next destination. Zopiros opened the door to the support platoon's staff members' room and walked in. Hey, guys! He put down the baggage he was carrying. How's it going? Only Placidus was there and he flinched and turned around to see who it was. Zopiros? Why are you here at this moment? Well, what do you think? Zopiros stepped outside for Lucio to come in. Lucio is joining the staff members group from now on. Placidus gave a blank stare for some time. Oh, okay. He started nodding. So, what's he going to be? He suddenly shook his head. Never mind that. Since you're here, did he finally agree to become the diplomat's apprentice? Zopiros smiled. You're exactly right. Finally, the day has come for diplomacy to function faster in our fortress, and... Telema suddenly walked in. Zopiros, that's enough poetry. Just put Lucio's stuff on his bed. He was pointing at a bed closest to the fireplace. More importantly, it wasn't taken. Therefore, Lucio looked at it in wonder. Lucio pointed at the bed. Hey, Placidus, why didn't any of you guys take this bed? He was extremely surprised. It gets annoying when you're trying to sleep at night, because oftentimes one or two of us come over to eat some night snacks by the fireplace while sitting on that bed. That's why none of us sleep there. If that's not a bother to you, then take it. It'll be good for you during the winter. Keeps you warm, Placidus said. Lucio looked around and realized that there were no other suitable beds for him, other than the ones by the wall on the far end, so he just nodded and put his belongings around the bed. In the meantime, Placidus showed him which cabinet spaces will be his to use, and then brought him to the fitting areas to hang over the armor, weapons, and munitions. Telamon and Zopiros told him that the executives won't take anything away from him. Andel moved over to sit next to Seth. Hey Seth, are you happy now that Lucio left our group? They were grilling some fish by the fire and Seth gazed at it before looking at Andel to speak. I don't know. I feel kind of empty inside because I can't vent out my stress by arguing with him. He suddenly remembered Ephraim's statement regarding feeling empty inside, so he stomped on the ground with his fist. Never mind that. Of course, Andel, I've been waiting for this moment for years. Finally, I get to have some peace. Andel smirked. Yeah, right. Maybe. Because I saw that you were having a hard time suppressing your desire to laugh at the moment. I know, right? Seth chuckled. Gosh, that was hard. I was barely able to hold it. He flipped around the stick to grill the other side of the fish. I was wondering, did you guys suggest that he join the diplomats? Andel suddenly stopped smiling. No, of course not. We never even he never even informed us about it. He sighed. One time, he told us that he rejected their offer, so I don't get why he's leaving us now. Then Seth realized that Officer Kai was sitting by himself, apparently shocked to the bone. Therefore, Seth waved at him. Hey, Kai, come here. Officer Kai looked at him funny. Then he slowly got up to join them. "You're being nice today." Seth smiled. "Yeah. Anyways, I'm sorry for talking trash at you last week. I hope we stay cool from now on." Officer Kai sighed. "Yeah, I hope so too. And don't bother with it. But are you really happy because Lucio is gone now?" Seth had his mouth open slightly for a while. Yeah, I am. I am happy. Yeah, I believe it. I am really happy." Officer Kai smiled. "Well, you don't sound like it." Seth grimaced. "Hey, shut up. Don't just assume my feelings." He was in trouble because first Andel and now Kai seemed like they were up to no good. So he had to change the topics fast. "Hey, you look very sad because Lucio is gone." Officer Kai frowned. Yeah. I mean, we were starting to get to know each other. He was opening up more and stuff. But suddenly, he had to move. So I feel like I was left behind." Seth smiled. "Don't worry, you got me." He then wrapped his arm around Officer Kai. Officer Kai smiled uncomfortably. What's up with you today? Did you drink some wine?" Seth shook his head. "Nah, I just felt like I was missing something. Maybe the penalty phase got me back together, and I realized that I was goofing around too much back then to not have realized that I needed to be interacting with my squad members." Officer Kai brightened up. "You're really strange. You know that? You also talk in riddles just like Ephraim." Seth stretched his arms. "Yeah, whatever. I get that often too. Maybe that's what I get by interacting with him a lot too. You know, Seth," Officer Kai cleared his throat. "Back then when you were complaining to me that Lucio gets away with everything, it turned out that he wasn't." Seth raised his eyebrows. "What do you mean he wasn't?" Officer Kai sighed. "He wasn't getting away from them. It was just that the executives didn't punish him at that time on purpose, and instead they fined him all the way down at the last debt collection event." Seth shrugged. "Oh, that's why he was trembling so much. But that's still a weak shot, because he got away clean without using any of his muscles. I would have paid my way through if I was given that chance." Officer Kai laughed. "I think that's exactly why they handed you physical punishment, while they handed Lucio the monetary punishment." Seth frowned. "Seriously, they know so much about us. Like, honestly, I feel like I'm living with a menacing brother over my shoulder." Officer Kai smiled. "Well, they have to, or else they wouldn't be called our overlords." Then they went on talking about their lives, and Seth was finally able to improve his relations with Officer Kai. "Hey, Telemon, where do you and Zopiro sleep?" Lucio said. "There are rooms in headquarters. We sleep there," Telemon said. Lucio looked at Telemon and was very interested. "Are those better than here?" Telemon smirked. "Yeah, of course. The area is the same as the barracks, but only 3 people share each room, and we share it with Lucas, so it's good. No dramas other than Zopiros." Zopiros flinched. "Hey, that doesn't sound like a compliment." Telemon looked at Zopiros. "Of course it's not." He looked back at Lucio. It's also very warm during winter, so I like it a lot." Zopiros cleared his throat. "Hey, I'm hungry right now, so we should go get something to eat." Telemon nodded. "Yeah, let's go then." Zopiros slowly turned to look at Placidus. "Hey, Placidus, would you like to join us? We're going to celebrate Lucio's transfer day." Placidus brightened up. "Gee, thanks, man. I'll go celebrate with you guys." Soon, Zopiros led the way and he was walking along with Placidus. "Hey, did your comrades ditch you for the day? Or what happened?" Placidus grimaced. I don't know what happened. They just left saying that they're going to go to the lavatory and come back right afterwards. Even Constance, he straight up left me." Zopiros sighed. "Man, that's messed up. I wonder what they're up to. Oh, that reminds me. I saw you guys operating a catapult. Whose idea was it?" Alexios told me that it was Commander Lapido's idea. He suggested that they dismantle all ballistae because none of us use them, and then make a catapult out of them. Placidus suddenly chuckled. They did that on the ship. Zopidos nodded. You guys helped tremendously. Finally getting to live up to your occupation, it seems. He glanced back to check if others were following. They were a long ways behind. You know, it's strange that Lucio is joining us. Do you have any clue as to why he suddenly changed his mind? I don't know. You shouldn't be asking me that because I'm just an engineer who focuses on designing structures, not in determining soldiers' minds. Placidus chuckled. Ask either Ephraim or Anatolius. They'll know something about it better than me or even Lucio's own group members. Zopyrus flinched. I get about Ephraim, but why Anatolius? He doesn't even oversee Lucio's group. Oh, trust me, he definitely knows something, because he specializes in analyzing soldiers' relations with one another, and Commander Kairos relies on him more often than you think. Placida suddenly grimaced. But it bothers me to realize that Lucio will be sleeping with us from now on. Why is that? Zopiro said. Placida sighed. We had a fight during a group discussion session in Laodicea. Ultimately, I got kicked out for a while for interrupting his turn in speaking. Then, I came back later to crush him back on his head in another debate, so our relations have been very sour. Zopirus shrugged. Don't worry about it so much. Did you feel anything negative about the way he asked you a question back in the room? Placidus gasped. Come to think, no. Zopirus nodded. Lucio gets over things faster than you'd think, and forgives others' actions because he knows that he annoys others much, and that he must pay them back somehow in some way. So he must have either forgotten about the fight with you or wants to come to terms with you and improve relations. He suddenly smiled and leaned close to Placidus to whisper, One more thing. He has pride that is bigger than anyone else's, so he'll never tell you that. Which means it'll be your burden to get to know him and forgive him too without indicating anything. Placidus frowned. Why is he so hard to get along with? What's his deal? Can't he just chill down? Not just me, many other people have problems with his attitude. Zopidos chuckled. But that's just fitting for the crossbowman's platoon, the platoon of the oddballs. Huh? Crossbowman platoon? Does that even exist? Placido said. Zopidos flinched. He didn't mean to let it out. Oh, I meant to say Thomas and Cosquatch. Anyways, Lucio is one of the strangest ones there, and he fits to the strangeness of the members as a whole. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, it's fun to interact with him here and there, but he has a nasty temper. So I wonder how things will turn out with him living with us, Placida said. Zopidos held out his hand. Hey, Placidus, let's make a promise. Placidus grunted. For what? Just shake my hand. There you go. We've just bound ourselves in a promise to make Lucio's life better from now on. You'll make him feel that he belongs in the staff members group, and I'll make him feel that he belongs in headquarters too by working alongside us as another capable diplomat. I see a clear potential in him, especially after hearing from you that one day, when you successfully got innocent Simeon in trouble, such tenacity and ferociousness will serve him well in the future with us, Zopiros said. And include me in it too. Both Zopiros and Placidus flinched and they turned back to look. Telamon shrugged. Surprised? Well, don't be. Where's Lucio? Zopiros said. He's still behind. Telamon looked at Placidus. Your buddies caught up to us while searching for you, so I left him with them to follow us. Zopiros smiled. Oh, so you're soft aside and Lucio is showing up, huh? Telamon grimaced. And I don't need you to make such unnecessary remarks. Zopiros chuckled. Okay. You're feisty as usual. Wait, so my group mates returned? Placida said. Yeah, they're back there. They'll catch up to us soon enough. Telamon held out his hands. But let's shake hands first. We're all in this together, and we need to keep everything secret from Lucio. Zopiros smiled. Oh, your feelings are melting out right now, Telamon. He held out his hands. So we're making a grand promise for your dreams to come true, which is the everlasting salvation for Lucio. Telamon sighed. I'll tell you again, Zopiros, no more poetries. Then Placidus awkwardly shook his hands with them. Surely the diplomats were more strange than even all the Thomas squad members combined. Alright, so that's it. Oh man, that was quite a struggle. But I still did it. And see you later.